Hello, everybody. I'm going to get started. This is our weekly team call. Now, people might come in as I get going, but this is a new addition to the Jess Lee Fitness Facebook group and community because I know that it can feel really lonely in your head deciding every day what to eat, when to eat it, how much of it to eat, how do you track it? What do I cook for my kids? Do I go to the gym? What do I do at the gym? All of these questions that are running through our head, making us feel like, are we doing it right? And so this call is an opportunity for everyone to come in, ask questions, learn, and for me to share my biggest tips, tricks, all the things. So this is going to happen alternating between Tuesdays and Thursdays during the month of December at noon time. Now, these dates and times are not set in stone. I'll be piloting over the next couple months for the best time, and I will be recording them. So this could be almost like a podcast of sorts for you if that's what you choose to do with your spare time. With all that being said, the Facebook group is a space, it is a community space for everybody to learn, grow, and ask questions. But I also want it to be a space where I can give you the best of me. You're not going to get the leftovers, right? That I put on social media or that's and that. This is a very closer, more personalized space to me because I have my master's degree in exercise physiology, prenatal postpartum cert, bachelor's in kinesiology, all the things. I have the answers. And I've experienced many seasons of life, fitness, pregnancy to give you that firsthand account as well. I've also helped hundreds of people, men, women, moms, so on and so forth. And I want you guys to have access to me here in this space. So please learn, share, ask questions, be in community with each other, but also use me as a strong resource in this space. I also do more nutrition focused coaching in the First Form app where you'll be tracking your calories and really I'll be monitoring that. You'll submit a weekly check-in every week. That's $30 a month paid to First Form. That's not paid to me. So if you are ready to jump into that, if you aren't already, let me know. Here in the Facebook group, we are going to be doing weekly team calls. We are also going to be working out together. So I'm going to host 15 to 20-minute workouts 3 days a week. That's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at varying times. And during the month of December, you will have free access to those recordings. Since I am piloting what times are going to work best for people to join live, I am going to let those recordings be free for the time being. We are also going to be doing a book club. This month, we are reading Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink and another gentleman who wrote it. And they were on one of the Navy SEALs teams. So the initial, when you start reading this book is, oh, this is kind of a manly book. But from a leadership perspective, this is a must read if you are in any type of leadership position. If you're a parent, right? That's a leadership position. If you are in a teamwork position, right? You and your spouse, whatever, in your career, me leading you all in this space, this is a must read. So we are reading that during the month of December, and our very last Thursday team call of the month is our book club meeting on that. So all that information is pinned to the top of the Facebook group, but just wanted to give you those updates and let you know that I will be pouring into this space during the month of December and beyond to help you better. So this week, we are talking about the wrap up of the 8-week transformation challenge in the First Form app that I most recently hosted during the months of October and November. The Fall Transformation Challenge is an interesting time because normally this is when people take plays off. This is not a time where people say, I'm going to get results. That's the new year. A lot of people wait until the new year to get themselves results. But the amazing thing is that there were many people in this most recent challenge who lost 12 to 15 pounds in 2 months' time because they put in the work and they were not perfect by any means, but they took the time to track what they were eating and manipulate what they were eating to fit the bill when it comes to their calorie and protein goal. And by doing that, Everyone who said that they were going to wait till the new year is now not only didn't lose any weight, but might even have had gained 5 to 10 pounds since then, while other people literally lost 15 pounds in that time. And that time was uncomfortable for the people that put in the work, but they are a heck of a lot more comfortable than the people who are not only exactly the same and or worse, but haven't done any work to build confidence in themselves that they can make a change. And so what I want you all to know is that nothing changes if nothing changes. And if we are dissatisfied with our current health and physique, we need to take responsibility that the actions that we are currently comfortable doing are why we are there, and that it is going to be uncomfortable to act any differently. But we have to choose our discomfort. Do we want to be uncomfortable looking in the mirror every day, or do we want to be uncomfortable for a short period of time while we put in the work to make a long-term change? Now, I think sometimes the hesitancy comes of, well, it's going to be uncomfortable getting there. And then how do I know that the weight's going to stay off? It's because the way that you'll do it here with me, the Jess Lee Fitness way, you will not gain the weight back that you lost with me, because you will lose it in a way that is a way to live. It's not just this crash 2 month thing where you lose the weight and then you go back to life as per usual. You transform how you live your life, and it's very enjoyable because you have energy and you feel better and you enjoy what you're eating and your body can trust you. You're still eating delicious food. It's just the amounts of it that we're controlling. It's how much protein we're getting every day that we're controlling. And we really do feel our best, because not only is your body changing, but your gut health is changing, your sleep is changing, your energy levels are changing. And this is all thanks to getting a little uncomfortable for a short period of time. So again, if you want to jump in the nutrition tracking app where we held this challenge, I will put it in the description of this video. But some major things that I noticed people struggled with during this challenge was eating out and cooking meals or recipes for family. So I wanted to shed some light on how to manage that, so that you all can continue to make a lifestyle out of this, because a lifestyle means you still go out to eat. A lifestyle means you're cooking big recipes for the family and not just in your corner making your healthy food. So when it comes to eating out, let's acknowledge what we talked about in the beginning of this call. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So no, you probably can't continue to eat out 5 meals a week and expect to lose weight, but you can still eat out. We also need to recognize, why are you eating out? You're probably eating out as a social experience or a bonding experience with the people you're going with. Because if you were just hungry, you could do that at home. It's definitely more cost effective. But why are you really going out to eat? It's to bond and do something with people. And in this culture, eating is a way we bond. But what you need to know is that once you acknowledge that that's why you're going, there's a lot less pressure or natural kind of tendency to choose something unhealthy to eat. Because, yeah, you probably are hungry too, but you can choose to eat the appetizer, and I promise you'll be full. You can choose to share a plate with someone, and I promise you'll still be full. You can order the salad, and it will still taste good. So slow down and make the better choice, because what typically happens when you order the way that you've been ordering, that's led you to where you are right now. After that meal, you're probably feeling a little sluggish, a little tired, a little bloated, a little gross, a little regretful. Who wants to keep feeling that way when you just got to admit that you will still enjoy the healthier or smaller portioned option? And you can double up on that by pouring into the conversation, by choosing a restaurant with a cool concept. Yeah. Sitting outside if it's nice out. These kinds of things. Now, what specifically can or could you order? Well, if we want a little more freedom in what to order, because again, we don't want to feel like we're really limiting or restricting ourselves, I would highly recommend eating less calories during the day. I will particularly take the carbs out of my breakfast, carbs and fats out of my breakfast, and just get my protein in the morning. And then I can spend those carbs and fats on my meal later. I went to a restaurant the other day, and the menu, every single item was 700 calories or more. And I was thinking about in my total day, I eat 1,600 calories right now. That's where I'm at with my plan. And typically, my dinners are about 500 calories. That's how much I usually have left at the end of the day for that last meal. So, seeing how clearly, and that's not even including the 2 drinks that I was planning on having. Clearly, I'm going to be over on my calories that day. Now, imagine if I ate out 2 times that week or 3. This is how we get stuck weighing the same for years or gaining across time because we're constantly choosing things that are way too high calorie. So, 2 options. Choose the lower calorie option. There was a page that was 700 or less. I chose a 500 calorie meal that was protein rich. Or you eat less calories during the day so you have more to spend because it's sometimes challenging to keep calories low when you go out to eat. Now, at restaurants, my go-tos, Mexican food, I'm going to do fajitas, and I will have the tortillas with it if I do not have tortilla chips. If I have tortilla chips, then I will not have the tortillas with my fajitas because the fajita is just meat and veggies. If I'm doing sushi, I'm going to do nigiri or sashimi. And if I do choose a roll, it is the tiny tekka rolls that are really small with just a single piece of meat in it. I promise it'll still taste good. And with the soy sauce, I say that's about 2 tablespoons and leave it at that. Lots of ginger, lots of water. If it is classic American, I'm going to do a Caesar salad with grilled protein or a house salad with grilled protein and then some kind of vinaigrette as the dressing. All the other salads, really high calorie, even if they seem healthy, so many calories in those salads. Um, or order off that part of the menu that nobody really looks at because it's a few dollars more expensive, where you're literally getting meat and veggies and some kind of side. Okay. So that is the eating out piece of it. Now, if you're eating out at breakfast, a classic breakfast is a great option, or oatmeal. Just be mindful of how many nuts you're putting in the oatmeal if it does come with that. Now, next piece is going to be cooking big recipes for the family. So, while yes, it does make the simplest approach to doing a protein, a carb, and a veggie, that's not always an option. My 2-year-old doesn't want to eat chicken, rice, and broccoli. Sometimes she does. But we think, okay, I'm going to make enchiladas for the family. I'm going to make a lasagna. I'm going to make a recipe. I don't want you to avoid making delicious, big, beautiful recipes because it's either challenging to track or you're worried it's not going to be high, it's going to be too high in calorie. And so the biggest thing I want you to focus on when you're making a big recipe is it protein packed? So is there at least a pound of turkey in the whole recipe? Is there a lot of meat in it? You can also get protein from cheese, from Greek yogurt, from beans, quinoa. And so always saying, like, well, how can I fit protein into this recipe? Now, when it comes to tracking these kinds of things, I'm going to make it easy for you. You'll make the recipe saying I did a pound of turkey, a can of tomato sauce. I don't know what I'm making. A box of the pasta, like the whole box of pasta. Okay, we're making pasta. Um, 5 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. Put the whole thing in there. It's going to be really scary when you see that the recipe says that it's 1,000 calories. But then you realize that you are splitting that across 4 people. So then you have the recipe in the app, and then you just go into the app and you say, I had a quarter of this recipe. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be close enough. This is also why we want to do our absolute best to track as accurately as possible, weighing our food, measuring everything, because there are going to be little ebbs and flows with the accuracy when we do things like this, when we go out to eat. Hopefully, we're not nibbling and taking little bites out of things because that really does add up. But so that you can have a lifestyle where you cook a recipe and cook for the family and can just say, I had a portion, an estimated portion of this. You should really work hard to make the rest of your meals, the rest of your day, very accurate. That does mean weighing your food. If you've made it through this challenge and you haven't started weighing your food, this is a big time to do it. When you're brand new to tracking, of course, I don't want to throw all that on you. Now start tracking everything, figure out what you're going to eat, weigh your food. But what I don't love is people who have been running the game plan. I've been hitting my calories and protein every day. And if the scale is just moving so slow, if at all, when you realize that you're not actually hitting your protein and you're actually going over on your calories by 200 or so a day because of those inaccuracies from eyeballing things. So if you have not started yet, do start weighing your food. I do have a YouTube video where I kind of go over best practices for weighing your food, but get that food scale. It's very affordable. Other pieces of this challenge that I saw happening were weekly assessments were flooding in at the beginning, where people, if you're in the app, send in new photos, a new weigh-in, and answer a few questions that come into me. Now, this is totally normal, but as the challenge continues, those assessments start to fall off. Now, the assessments take 2 to 5 minutes to do. It's once a week, and I'm able to give feedback to you each week based on your effort, progress, all that. Now, when those assessments stop coming in, what that tells me is that one of two things. One, you've stopped doing the work, or two, you don't think I can help you. Now, if you've stopped doing the work, that is an even more important time to submit an assessment because that's when I can hold you accountable. That's where we can have a conversation about why did you stop doing the work? You still want your goal. And I know it's hard to hear you get brought back to reality of, hey, this is going to work. This is what you need to do. Why aren't you doing it? But sending that assessment in is a great way because I'm not going to go hunt you down and say, why aren't you doing it? So, and if you think that I can't help you, that's on me. And that's why I'm offering a lot more here in the Facebook group and doing my best to show you what is possible, show you the results other people have learned with the same game plan that you're running. So assessments definitely coming in. If you're hesitant about taking photos of yourself, just know when you take that photo, you are declaring that that photo is going to change. All right, make that declaration. Now, as we head into the team calls over the next month, we're really going to be diving into goals, visualization, because we need to be very, very clear on what it is we want. Because if you are not clear on your goal, you will not take action towards it because we don't know what those actions need to be. So we need to know that goal so deeply so that we can reverse engineer how to get there. The big ones, the small ones, everything. So that's what we'll be going over this month and really making sure we know exactly what we want to achieve in January so that we can achieve it in 2025, right? Those goals. So the themes of the calls are listed on the calendar. So go ahead and peek at that pinned to the top of the Facebook group. But that's all I wanted to review is kind of those major things that I saw coming up for people in the challenge. Now, the last thing I'm going to say is that if you are still not utilizing level 1 protein and OptiGreens 50, you are putting yourself at a disadvantage. Level 1 protein is the highest quality protein you're going to get. That's really going to supplement the gap that you are experiencing if you're struggling to hit your protein every day. That is the point of a supplement. It supplements what we have a hard time getting day in and day out from Whole Foods. You can also use Formula 1 protein. These are both low temperature processed proteins from First Form. So that's filling the gap on your protein. You could be in a calorie deficit forever. and the scale will change, but how you look is determined by how much protein you get. So if you're struggling to get enough protein in, jump on level one or Formula One. I'll link them below. Formula One just dissolves faster, digests faster. It won't keep you full for as long, but it is a little bit lighter internally. OptiGrain's 50. If you have been bloated even once recently, your gut health can use some tending to. If you feel ugh after a meal, whether it was healthy or unhealthy, your gut health can use some tending to. If you are feeling inflamed or just struggling to lose fat, especially if you're eating pretty healthy, this is something that can be addressed with OptiGreens 50. OptiGreens 50 has probiotics and digestive enzymes that will make your tummy flat. It will make your tummy flat. It'll help you digest your food. You'll get the energy you deserve from your food. I cannot recommend it highly enough. I like to pair OptiGreens 50 with magnesium. The magnesium from First Form is 5 different magnesium blends, so it's way more complete than the other ones on the market. It elevates the flavor of the greens and honest to goodness gives you great sleep so you have great energy the next day. Great muscle recovery so you have better workouts. So jump on level one, OptiGreens 15 magnesium as we head into the new year. I will put all the links to all the things we talked about. If you want to jump on a one-on-one call with me and really dive into your goals, what's going on for you, you can sign up for those one-off calls. I will put, again, the link. It's $50 for a half hour, $100 for a full hour. I have got your back. All right, everybody. So excited to see you on Thursday next week for our next call. Go ahead and purchase Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink if you haven't already, so you can be in our December book club. I care about you guys. Y'all are rock stars, and this is just the beginning. I'll see you later.